We're live. This is fucking awesome. We're fucking live. All right, now we gotta. Oh, we gotta share this. All right. All right. No. 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 All right. Let's see what we got. We got people in here. Come on. Let's say hi. We're on a mission. We're gonna do it. We gotta do this. All right. Hold up. We gotta tell the homie what we're doing here. We gotta go do this. All right. Now ask me what you want to know, and I got you. Let's talk about this. Let's do that. HTTPS // YouTube YouTube.be /WCFU 0 R1LOHW. All right, live here. Get some subs, yeah. Send them my way. Let's do this. Let's freaking do this, all right? All right, so you stalking me, you right there, you know. We gotta talk. Ask me something. Let's do this. You wanna know about JMMI? Let's do this. You gotta tell about it, all right? We're on the mission, all right? Get some funding for the documentary. We need to get subs. To get subs, we can get ad revenue. From the ad revenue, we can start a class action lawsuit with some like good lawyers. I mean, you could always get a pro bono lawyer, but you want to get a good lawyer that's gonna win. And that's what I want to do. So ask away. Let's do this. Let's just do this. Spread the word. But all right, let's see what we can do. We need to do a lot of things out here. Let's say, what can we do? What is the title? All right. And all right, let's say. I'm just gonna hang out here. We are live. Let's see. Hold on. Kick. Does this work? Oh shit! I'm looking at myself. Oh my gosh, David. He says, "Hey, Let's see. Hold on. I don't know how to make subs yet. Can you teach me how to make them?" All right. Subs are easy to make. All right. All you got to do is you get a piece of bread, right? And you just cut it from the very end, but like a C shape, like that. Hold on. I gotta show you. We could do that. How you make a sub? That is easy. You know, Michelle does kind of have like good on, but I'm not gonna go there because that's inappropriate. Let's keep this appropriate. Let's keep this right, guys. All right. Let's not go there. Okay, hold up. Want to make a sub? That's easy. All right. So pretend this is the bread, right? You want to cut it in a C shape, and then you go down and you go in, but through the middle, and then you do the C shape back up this way, so it cradles it down there, and then you like flip it over. You put whatever fixings you want. You know, you want to get that lettuce on there as a base, and then you want to get your bacon. You want to get chicken, your meat first, and then you get your cheese. All right, I like pepper jack. All right, put that pepper jack on there, and I like to rip mine in half, make them more spread out, evenly melted. So from there, You freaking grab your fucking bread, your meat, and you put it in the toaster. You leave that shit in there for like 10 seconds. And then, voila, you got some toasted bread. That's when you put on some other veggies and shit like that. Shit, you don't even put in lettuce first. Actually, that's wrong. Okay, number 2. Number 3. Does David E. Taylor bang boys and girls or just girls? Well, to be honest, David is a sexual predator that goes after anybody. He goes after everybody, anybody, and it doesn't matter who you are, rich, poor, man, woman, kid. Doesn't matter. Like I don't know about the sexual part, but I know he'll go after your money. He'll go after your family. He does harass women. He does go after them. He does target them, and he does a lot of that. It's horrible stuff, you know. Yeah. Hold on. That's why I'm not getting all chat because it's all going there. Okay. Okay. So let's see. It says seriously, does David E. Taylor honestly think he's God's top general, or is he everything he says completely BS? Dude, so David E. Taylor is one of those people that will prey on boys, little girls, weak people, mentally ill people, people that have doubt, you know, like the people rejected in the modern society. And what he does is he radicalizes them like ISIS, the Jim Jones, and all those people. And the way he does it is by grooming them. You know, he makes people do things for him. So like, there's a scientific base on this. You know, if you do something, if you get an enemy and you ask him to do something, it'll make him like him more. It'll make anybody like him more. And that's just in theory, but it worked for me. I mean, it does it. You know. But anyways, he believes he's the apostle of our time. There's only one apostle, one in a millennium, and he's God's favorite brother. He's his friend and all that. But it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. David E. Taylor is only out for one thing: himself, power, greed, and money. Um, when I was down there, David was doing his little spiel for the Cancer Crusade, and the only reason I came is because they kept emailing me, Facebooking me, and we'll get to that part next. But anyways, they were basically just calling me up and day and night, and the person that talked to me was actually the person that lied and got me kicked out of there. Um, let's see. So David is one of those guys that will prey on the weak. You got like a lot of things you could do, you know, down there, but he doesn't want to do any of that. He's just about money and manipulating people. Our daily schedule was this: we wake up, and we would have to wake up, and we were in these offices at the time. This is before he got that new school thing. So we were in his offices, sleeping in the church. From there, we'd wake up, we'd make our breakfast in the little kitchen area, and that place is filthy, filthy, filthy. I'm telling you, it's filthy. Those pots and pans, filthy. That fridge, filthy, filthy, filthy. So the way they'd get the money is they'd go out and they'd go fraud the system and say they're all homeless, and they're all homeless, and so they'd get the food stamps, EBT, and they say, "Hey, just lie to them, just lie to them." I'm like, lie to them? What? You know? So they got the food that way, and the way they get clothing and money is they have to beg for it. They literally have to beg for it on Facebook. We'll get to that part later. So we wake up, we eat our breakfast, and then after that, we do chores. We basically vacuum the whole building. We move all the plants. You know, they got palm trees in there. We have to move them by hand and move them outside so they get sun, and then bring them back in later. And then those carpets, those big ass fucking carpets that are like like, and then they're like super long and shit, but they're tall as that, like short ways. We had to take all those out and put them all in specific spots and like make them perfect. From there, hold up, I'm gonna answer this question real quick. Carpets, okay. How can he think he is of God when he knows he is lying constantly? Like Pastor Joseph said, 181, countries are watching when that is complete BS. Right, lying, not of God. Yeah, I mean, he looks at it this way. He's Jesus's best friend, and he gets punished at night. We'll get to that part. We'll get to that part. You just got to send more people, more viewers. We get to like 10 viewers. I'll tell you. I'll tell you about that part. But anyways, all right. So David E. Taylor, this guy wants his carpets perfect. Like he'll have 10 people working on one carpet, and from there, after we get those carpets done, probably like 2 hours later, we have to move them again. And then we have to bring out each chair, and no one's even sitting in them. No one's sitting in them all day. No one's sitting in them. So we have to take the chairs, put them out perfect, and then if he doesn't like it, we have to put them all back and put them out back again and move them again. From there, we had to go upstairs. There's like a little upstairs area, and there's a whole bunch of shit, just shit everywhere. There's clothing that's left from people that escaped the place. Like there's like a whole bunch of stuff up there that 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 the people that were there, they escaped. They left their fucking clothes, and there's stuff that they left. Like there's a PlayStation, a PS3. People just left it because they just wanted to get out. They had to get out, and they brought their stuff, but they just wanted to get out. So, anyways, we go up there and we're moving all this stuff to the side, and then next thing you know, we're moving it to the other side, and the next thing you know, we're moving it to this side. After we're done with that, we go eat some lunch a little bit, and then go back do it again. Bring the palm trees in, and then after that, we go and it's like nighttime, right? We get a little rest period, like maybe like 5 minutes, and then we get sent to the front office towards the front door. And we have to go online and scam people. We literally have to go on Facebook, make fake Facebook accounts because he's making a whole bunch of accounts, and all the staff have like 10 different Facebooks, and each one gets banned one by one. Hell, I tried to do it, but they kept banning me. And they made me send my ID and shit to Facebook. Anyways, fucking, we scanned people all day, making new accounts, new accounts, and new accounts. And I was just like, we can't do this shit. It's not profitable. It's not working. I mean, we might as well just make ads and go out and actually go in the community and do shit and help people like it says in the Bible, You go out there into the poor areas. We're in Detroit. I mean, come on now. And we could be evangelizing people, healing people off the street and shit, but like it's all fake. I mean, if it was real, we'd be going to do that. Instead, we're like the people when Jesus was out there in the Jesus days, and he was like, "Oh, all you guys do is hoard all this fucking money, and it should be going to the people to feed them and all that." No, 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 no. It didn't go to that. All right, so there's this weird kid, right? And he wanted to stay. He was like mentally ill. He wanted to stay, and I stayed, but that kid didn't. They're like, nah, he's just weird. He's just weird. And I'm like, really? That ain't no Jesus. That ain't no God. So that kid left, and I was just like, fuck it. What do I gotta lose? So I stayed there, and they break you down. The way they break you down is this. So you're doing all that like, stressful work, all right? So now you can't really do much. You're just busy. The next thing they do is if you have an opinion, if you have something to do, like in your mind, like say you get angry, right? I'll tell you an example. So the guy that brought me in there, back to the story I was telling you earlier, the guy brought me in there from the phone. We called in there the 1-800 the glory, whatever fucking hotline. The guy is like telling me, "Oh yeah, hallelujah, you feel the spirit and all that." He's like talking me up, he's just a salesman. So we're lifting up this plywood, right? I don't have no gloves, and there was no gloves around at the time. And so David is like, apparently he told that kid, you need to wear gloves if you're carrying wood. And I'm like, Cheyenne tried told me. So on his YouTube video, there's no comment section because he knows he could get exposed, and they don't want to expose him. So we'll expose Cheyenne right now. So, anyways, I go to grab this piece of wood, and Cheyenne's like, "Hey, man, you need to wear some gloves." I'm like, "Hey, man, there's no gloves, so I'm just gonna move this. We only got to move it like 5 inches." He's like, "No, you got to get some gloves. Apostle said you need to wear gloves," and I'm like, "Okay, Apostle said I have to wear gloves, but there are no gloves, so let's just move this right now, real quick." And that's how rooted they are. They're like stuck, you know? It's like they got fucked in the ass or something. And they're fucking controlled anyways. So, David, anyways, fucking A. Back to the story, plywood. All right, so I lift up this wood and the guy steps on it. And I'm like, bruh, do you have an issue with me or something? Anyways, basically, long story short, I told this kid, hey, look, we're going back and forth. Hey, toss Apostle. And I'm like, there's no gloves. Apostle, there's no gloves. And if you don't move, I'm going to get angry. Specifically said that. I'm going to get angry. And after that, he's like, oh, what are you going to do? I said, I don't know, but I'm going to get angry and you won't like it when I'm angry. Just like the Hulk. And fucking, I walked off. I went up to Chin Kim, that fucking Korean guy. There's another story too. I'll tell you about it in a minute. All right, so I tell this kid, look, or not kid, this guy. I told Chin, I said, hey, look, this kid's bugging me, and I'm gonna get angry, so I'm gonna go take a break. And I guess that's where shit would hit the fan. I guess they made up a story, and they said I wanted to go punch him in the face. Anyways, later on, I took a nap. I was just like, fuck it, just fuck it. I can't work right now. I'm gonna get angry. I gotta calm down, regroup my mind. What's the worst that could happen? Anyways, I wake up, I hear David coming in, huffing and puffing. He's saying, where's this fool at? Where's this fool at? Who's this devil causing trouble in my church? I walk out, I'm like, hey, how's it going? He's like, hey, you stay in there for a minute. I'm in a little office area. Anyways, so I'm in that office. I'm just waiting. I'm just like, you know what's weird though? You know what's really weird? Right before that, I woke up and I heard like a rah. But I think it was just like something scraping on the wood though. Anyways. So I'm looking at the wall. I'm sitting there. And he busts in, he's like, hey fool, come on. So we go in there, we go out, and go to the front office. It's like, get everybody in here, get all the staff. We're gonna grab them all up. Go to the office. So we go to the office and we're just sitting there. He's like, you demon. And he like grabbed me, lifted me up off the ground, and threw me to the wall. He's just holding me right there. He's like, why I ought to kick your ass right now. And then he like threw me to the ground. He's like, so what happened? And then so that's when Cheyenne started talking. He's like, oh, he threatened to punch me in the face because he wouldn't wear gloves. I'm like, he's like, shut up to me. I'm like, nah. And at this point, I'm just like, man, this guy's gonna either hurt me. He's either a Jim Jones or something. So he's like, you know, we might as well just send you to California. I'm like, in my mind, fuck it. Ain't really that big a deal. So, hey guys, calm down with the Vicky O stuff. She's a victim. She's a fucking victim. Everyone there is a victim. I don't care. Even Cheyenne's a victim. He's a victim. But anyways, so I tell him I didn't tell him I was gonna punch him in the face. He's like, shut up, So he's like going on this spiel like I'm Jesus' best friend and all that, and then he grabbed me again and threw me to the ground. He's like, "You ever do this shit again, they're all gonna kick your ass, every single one of them. And if you want to go tell the cops, you can go tell them. There's 8 of us and there's only one of you." I'm like, I ain't no snitch. But anyways, I don't talk to police. Fuck the police. So, um, that's when I was just like, man, this shit's really radical. I gotta get the fuck out of here. So I did what they said. Like David's like, get on your knees and pray. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm gonna get assassinated right now. Anyway, so I get on my knees. I'm like, dear Lord God, I'm sorry. Forgive me for my sins. Amen. And that's when it was all over. And I went out to the kitchen, just a little scrub the floors, just to see what they'd do. You hear them out, give them that little Game of Thrones thing going on. Like I'm not a person to mess with because I'm not that big of a deal. So anyway, so I scrubbed the floors because they're filthy anyways, and OCD was kicking in. So after that, I was like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. And so I tell Chin, hey man, I gotta get out of here. I'm getting out of here. Then I tell Tony Bastielli, I tell him I gotta get out of here. And then he tells Joseph. And anyways, so Tony's like, hey man, you don't want to get out of here, man. You don't want to get out of here. I seen people give up their things and they didn't come back and things are horrible for them. And this is your family right here. And that's a gang mentality though. If you think about it, a gang is gonna tell you that. They're gonna be like, oh, this is your family right here. But yet they're gonna jump you if you're like standing up for yourself and they're gonna treat you like shit. Anyway, so I left that life even before then. I was just like done with it. Oh, it's no problem, David B. You be good, man. You good. I ain't mad at you. That's another story. Anyway, so I grabbed my shit. No. I talked to Tony. So he's like trying to tell me, nah, just stay. Give it 24 hours. Promise me 24 hours to stay. I'm like, all right. I'll give you 24 hours. So I let him think that. And then that's when Joseph started talking to me, and this is where it got interesting. I was like, this all adds up. Well, there's more later though. So Joseph actually is a wealthy person. I don't care what he says. His family is rich. Diamonds for days. He's got diamonds for days. You know, and apparently he was with the church before then. I think, and he helped cover up the other pastor having infidelity. With other people. So David came in and took over, I guess, and that's where that came up. But he's going on his spiel like he was part of Lutheran, and they'd be like whipping themselves out of like punishment for their sins. So David, or not David, Joseph was like, man, just stay. Don't worry about it, don't sweat it. And I'm just like, nah. And he's like telling me about how he did shrooms and acid and all that, and how he's doing great right now. And I'm like, you know, drugs are good and all, and that's a pass, but that's not where my mind is. Not at that time. It was like this. If you're really people of God, you gotta love unconditionally. You treat your neighbor as you would treat yourself. Now, I would treat myself the same way I treat Cheyenne. I'd be like, look, dude, you're fucking with me right now for something so small, so minute. Leave it alone. Instead, this fool, he wanted to talk about drugs and go that route. And it's just why? Why? Hey, what's up, JPDA villain? Basically, we're talking about this cult called Joshua Media Ministries right now that I was part of at one time. Right now, this is my live stream about my life to get 1,000 subscribers to get to monetize my videos, and from there, I'm gonna use my money for monetization to get lawyers to help out those victims of that cult. From there, I'm also start off my other YouTube channel, but that's only 20% of the funds I would make from here. Um, you're subscribed if you want to subscribe. You don't have to subscribe, brother. Do your thing. I mean, I'm gonna be doing some gaming channels, some pranks, live dares, anything. To be honest, I'm just gonna be honing myself to YouTube. No, no trip though. So, um, anyways, I do a lot of stuff: gaming, Joshua Ministries, life, smoking weed. Hell, I ain't afraid of it. Activism, man. My channel is a trip, fool. It is a trip. We're about everything, man. Just good things, though. Good vibes, though. You know, nothing illegal. Just having fun, enjoying life, fellowship, real fellowship. I mean, I wouldn't say on here, but like, yeah. Um. So back to the story. Joseph's going on his tangent, like, just stay, give it a day. Like, all of them were saying that. And at this point, I'm like, this is a fucking cult. This guy's about to try to like groom me and get me down below him, you know? And it's like, nah, man, nah. So also when you're down there, they got this thing called pride. Pride. You know, Vicky O, she said that about these guys. They're like pride, pride, pride. And she started busting down crying. Me, I guess I'm hard headed and I've already been through this. Everybody told me I'm a jackass. I don't believe it. Um, so they beat people down. Whenever you have an opinion, that's pride. If you have anything to say, that's pride. And they'll use it like a weapon with verbal daggers, and like they'll fucking break these fucking weak people down. And that's what that the point is of that place. They get these people that are already weakened and have like illnesses and say they're healed, you know, and they're not healed. They're just like controlled with minor hypnosis from these cults. And what they'll do is get you to believe that you're prideful and make you have no opinion so you could be groomable. Once you have no pride, you're groomable, you're controllable, you're malleable. And once you're malleable, that's when the fun begins, you know? That's where the rape begins. That's where David E. Taylor does his things, you know? Once you're groomed, he'll send you to a different site in St. Louis, Missouri. In St. Louis, that's where all the people that are groomed go, and that's where they all live, you know? And that's where the mansions are and all that bullshit. So, onto the car subject. I believe he's using the cars as a way to leverage tax money. His father does his taxes, and his staff bought the car. You know, his staff gave him the car, and he gives them away. He says, so the way you give them away, I mean, that's a tax write-off technically. So a tax write-off can do a lot, you know. His parents believe he's the apostle. I don't know. I mean, his parents are on his side. Apparently, they're helping him. I mean, maybe he's not real, you know, but his parents made him smart. So you only got like 20? Awesome. Awesome. Oh, no, man. You're a music producer? That's freaking sick. Do your thing, man. If you got engineers, send them my way. I need to learn. Anyways, what I'm saying is this. Um, if you want to like make money illegally, I guess churches would be the way, but is that the right ethical thing to do? You gotta look over your shoulder all the time. Also, David E. Taylor has armed security. The guy, the guy's creepy. He's all quiet and stuff. He's in his little corner. And if you approach David E. Taylor during the time that he's there, like when he is actually in Detroit, he'll get all defensive. He'll be like, "Get out of here! Get out of here now!" And we're like, "Oh, okay, okay." I thought he wanted me to be here. When I first got there, he was like, "Hey, Jesus wants you to be here." Personally, he told me that. David Taylor is the guy we're talking about. He's part of Joshua Media Ministries. He's like a TV minister guy. And that's what we're talking about right now. We go on any topic, to be honest, but that's what we are. First comments, and that's where most of my subscribers are from my leaked video. Anyways, the this guy, he's going around the whole world. He wrote a book called Face to Face, which is bullshit because I read it and never seen God. And this guy's a fraud. He's a rapist. He's a tax evader. He's an abuser. He's hurt a lot of people. There's a website dedicated to exposing him. He's stolen millions of dollars from innocent people. And every single time he has a ministry, he's like, God loves a cheerful giver. He says that a lot. He's like, God loves a cheerful giver. And like every two sentences, he's like, God loves a cheerful giver. And it's just horrible, You could ask for money, for church and all that, but keep it to like one day, one day maybe, and one time a year, not every time you having church and all that. David doesn't even go to church there. Like he doesn't go to church there. I don't think he even goes to church. Yeah, and to get down to it, I I would say JPD. JPD. Yeah, the Gucci guy, the guy that buys the Gucci belts, the cars, and all that shit. He's not working. What are you talking about? We're working. The people that were there supporting his ass, we were working. He just lounges around like he's king. You know what's funny? You go to his little corner, and that corner is like sacred apparently because Jesus walked on it. There's a little sword, and there's like a statue of the angel, the fallen angel, whatever. Not the fallen angel, the one that brought down Satan. His little golden statue, and he has a sword next to it. It's not even a real sword. That's not a real sword. He'll lift it up in front of everybody, like when they're allowed in there. Be like, yeah, the guy's a fucking nut, dude. And supposedly he has people on the payroll, with the FBI and all that. And have you noticed his little sexual thing, right? He likes to rape his little people. And then also he prophesies that these places are gonna get shut down. The what's it called? He prophesies this, that there was gonna be a bust, a major bust of a sexual organization that rapes little girls, And to be honest, I think he was part of it, and he ratted them out. You know what I'm saying? that deposition, it wasn't really a deposition. It was for Katie Frazier and her parents' case. What happened is Katie was crippled and supposedly she got healed, and her mom decided to give her husband's money to what's it called to David. So David took the money. I mean, why not? It's money. You know, $1 million is the money. That's a lot of money. So the guy, of course, he was like, "That's a lot of money. That's my money. What are you doing giving it away?" And he probably said some poor choice words like the N word or something, but still, it's a lot of money. And I don't agree with it or care about that part. I just care about this. Like, that's a lot of money, and she gave it away. And so her mom got a divorce with Rick, and Katie, she got radicalized and she stayed. You know, she's still there today, and she's horrible. She's a real lunatic. You know, recently Katie left the ministry, and played everyone, even me, as a fool. I love Katie, I really do. Like I had a big crush on her. She was like really neat person. She was calm, collective, composed, and seemed like she had all her stuff in order. You know, she had God and all that. But um, so anyways, so Katie's down there, and she left, and she went to her dad's house and started talking to everybody on the YouTube community that was involved with Josh Media Ministries. Because we're like piranhas right now. We need all the dirt we can on David E. Taylor. The guy needs to get shut down. He's hurting people. He's molesting people. He's doing all that. He, there's this girl. I'm pretty sure he raped her, and I was there. And he brought her to the hospital, and she wouldn't talk about what happened. And poor girl, man, poor girl. She's on the phone all day now because I guess blackmail, reverse blackmail. Now, that ain't my church, man. That ain't my church. That's them, man. Fuck that bullshit. Anyways, so Katie goes home. She goes with her parents, or not her parents, her father, and starts talking to her brothers and sisters. And after that, yeah, I seen him in real life, man. He's a dick. He's a straight up dick, fraud. So David has his claws in her, and she's still radicalized, and she ends up going back to David E. Taylor. You know what I'm saying? She never left. I don't believe she ever left. She just came out to be a honeypot, a spy. And so hold up. I'm busy. Don't interrupt me. So, anyways, hold up. Mhm. Anyway, so she does all that. You know, it's like what the hell? It's like why would you do that to these people? You know, they're here to help you. They're here to give you some hope. You know, how can you think that? Well, I don't know. I mean, how could someone think there's a spaghetti monster? It still happens. It's not. How can they think that? It's why can you continue? You know, the guy probably has no soul. He already come to terms. Previous before he was a pastor, he was a gangster. You know, he shot and got shot at and all of that. It is what it is. You know. Um, man, any, anything else, guys? I mean, I think I covered it all. There's like so much to cover, but there's like nothing's coming to mind right now. You know, because I'm basically over it. You know, I'm done with that. But you guys asked. Right now, let's do some dares, donations. Let's do it. I'm just kidding. We don't have to do that. He should be arrested, man. He should. But who's gonna do it? You know? We need a class action, you know? Does he believe all that? No, he doesn't believe it. Come on now. I mean, if you think you're a self-righteous man and you could text people like he had two phones, he's texting Vicky, yo, I love you. Let me see that sweet fine ass, you know. Is that what a pastor's supposed to do, you know? I don't think so. Why do people still follow him? Because they're weak. He preys on the weak, he grooms them, and they stay. It's like an abuser. I mean, Stockholm syndrome. That's basically what happens. Is they break them down physically, then they mentally drain them with the pride. You know, what I mean, they literally say that like you can't have a free mind there, dude. He's not smart. He's a psychopath and a sociopath. That's it's just common knowledge, you know. Like if if you're a if you're a good guy, you got nothing to hide, right? And if you're a bad guy, you got everything to hide. This guy's hiding everything. I mean, why do you think on his Facebook you can't comment? On his videos you can't comment. How do you think these people on the like cults, dude, like cults, you know, how do you think they get followers? They're charismatic, you know, in public, but then when you ask them for help, they're all like, eh. Like up there in Houston, you know, who helped out with Houston? Not the church down there. Um, I'm thinking this. His real name is something else. I want to find out his real name, but I call him David Evil Taylor for the E. Man, the people that are following him, they're just weak. I think Kathleen is evil though, and Michelle. They both are definitely evil. They knew he was messing around with other women, but they told Vicky, yo, that 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 she was fine. Oh, it's okay. I mean, just watch the interviews, dude. Like, like there's some serious stuff going on. These people must not know. I mean, in the church, they're really controlled. They're told to basically be a part of it. You know, anyone that's outside of the church is the enemy. Even your family, they're told that your family's lost. If you're here, they'll come here. They'll be here with you. If you're there, they're they're savable. They'll come by. They'll come around. You know, if you're not doing good under God's eyes, that your family will die. If you leave the church, your family will die. It is a cult, dude. It is a cult. The definition of cult. Let's look at that. Hold up, cult. The definition of cult is a system of religious vener- venerations or devotions directly to a particular figure or object. Now, that particular figure or object would be David E. Taylor, because he's a one in the world apostle, quote unquote. Well, people like Chin actually get beat up. I was gonna get back to that. You're right. You're right. Thank you for bringing that up, David B. So Chin, I think he has Stockholm syndrome because he's from Korea, I think, and he moved out here and he went to the church. Apparently, he had nothing before that. He had nothing going for him. Felt like a loser, and people like that are really groomable. You know, the guy's a good guy. He's just weak minded. He's moldable. He's weak. So so after that incident with me and David and Cheyenne, supposedly he went to the back room with David and he came back hurt. Apparently he beat him up. He beat him up and he was like You guys need to be careful now. You need to watch yourself right now. Yeah, he got beat up, dude, and he admitted it too. He got spanked, and supposedly, like he told me this after that. Also, he's like, "Yeah, David, he gets spanked by Jesus, so he treated me the same. He spanked me." So think about that, dude. And even though Chin has said some bad things about me, like, "Oh, I smoke weed." At the time, I quit, and I told him, "Nah, I don't smoke weed," because I quit. Nah, I smoke weed, and I'm just like, if I do, if I don't, all sins are equal. Don't matter. And man, Chin, man, that guy's a good guy. There was this one guy. His name was Kerry. The guy was great. It was like one of the best friendships I ever had, actually. Hey, JP, do your thing, man. Do your thing, man. Thanks. So, man, Kerry, he was a good guy. He was just one of those followers as well. Apparently, he had a warrant for his arrest or something. He's been there. We just talk for days about anything, and we do cool shit. We'd be like goofing off and doing little pranks and shit. And it was kind of like the Iron Fist, and he was like my Davos. And I left. I left that what was it Davos? Hold up, Iron Fist. You ever watch Iron Fist, man? That shit's great. Kunlun. So it was like I was like Kunlun to them. Like if you leave, you're banished and you're unholy. You're a horrible person. And Kunlun was like heaven. And he was my Davos. He's a good friend, my brother. He still is my brother. And he was telling me about all the books they have. They have this little area, and they sell the merchandise. They got a pillowcase for good dreams and a vision from God, and all this random, ridiculous stuff, and books on superpowers. If you want superpowers, they're advertising for it. It's like, all right, let's get me straight. Apostle of God beats people. No. Yep, he definitely beats people. I mean, he threw me against the wall. That tells you anything. And he says to all the other staff, "Hey, if anyone steps out of line like he did, you beat him up." And it's like, what? So supposedly after I left, they beat someone badly and he had to go to the hospital. Yeah, guy is guy is nuts. What you can do though for me, if you can, David B, hey, share this to Facebook and all that. Share it to the clubs, religious groups, and all that. Let's get this out there. Let's get this started. Let's get this ready to go. All right. Well, I gotta get going. Um, with that, thank you. Thank you. Like, subscribe, and share.